loud, it's time for the show. Marcus Lee Stephenson's got that flow. Conversations that matter every Tuesday night. Inspiration, laughter, love, shining bright.
Welcome to another episode of the Marcus Lee Stephenson Show. And today I got one of my buddies I met, tried his food. He watched the show. That's how we connected, and I love connection. So, ironic thing, his name is Marcus too. And being brought to you by, if you hadn't tried it, Open Water. It's good. I drink it. You should too. So I want to introduce to my far right co-host, Angelia Carter-Clark. I like that hairstyle this morning. Okay.
Back to my roots.
Back to her roots. Okay. Other co-host, Professor Linda King. And Marcus, I'm going to just let you, we're going to talk about food, where you from. We know you're a city boy, but you cook like a country boy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so explain the name MJ's.
It's just my name. You know, Marcus is my first name. Gerard is my second name. So it kind of just went together, just MJ's. Something smooth, something cool, calm and collective.
Okay. And I mean, if y'all hadn't tried it, tell them where you at.
So we're currently located in Arlington, Texas, off 20 and Little Road. We share a space with TJ's Catfish and Wings. So we're just over there by Martin High School area. So just Arlington, Texas.
Yeah. Is it a website? Because, you know,
so you can
we
find
got people everywhere. So, yeah.
MJ's House of Smoke TX.com.
Yeah.
And that'll show us everything.
Y'all see it at the screen, right? Yeah. The bottom of the screen. Linda.
Marcus.
What's going on?
Hey. How long has your restaurant been open?
So it's been open since 2020. So 2021, actually. Okay. So it opened up on Halloween. Mm-hmm. So we've been going strong for about 5 years. Okay. And so, yeah, this is where we're at.
All right. How did it take for you to get there? What inspired you to even start a restaurant?
Honestly, I just was getting a haircut. And I was
Started
talking to
with
my
a
barber.
haircut.
Like, man, I think I want to start doing barbecue. And at the time, he had an extra room in the back of the barbershop. So for my birthday, I bought a bunch of meat, set up in the barbershop.
Really?
And I did that for a little bit. And then it started taking off doing more caterings. Mm-hmm. So then people was doing things on Saturdays. So I kind of cut out my time to go up there and get to serve food. But that's where I started at, in the back of the barbershop.
Okay. Now, have you always been a cook?
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
You jumped in there cold turkey, sounds
jumped in
like.
there cold turkey, but just when I went to Prairie View, you know, being a broke college kid, hungry, having to learn things, you know, trying to sell plates, you know, make a little money. Uh-huh. And then just always watching my dad, you know. So every time we had anything family-wise, he's barbecuing and frying fish. Mm-hmm. So I had the equipment at my disposal, you know. So it's one of the things, just trial and error. Didn't really know what I was doing, you know. Probably the first couple of times, probably tasted like straight lighter fluid, you know.
Miss Angie.
Okay, and you mentioned your dad, so I know family is an important component for you. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, they're at the shop covering it while you're there. Yeah, how important is that to you in their support in helping you grow the business over the years?
It's everything. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's all about legacy, you know. So that was the original goal, was to be able to give something to my kids, right? Without, you know, having to give a 401k or having to give, you know, just giving something that you can have the decision to make if you want to carry on the legacy, sell it, whatever the case may be, at least you have that option. And then, so just, you know, just family is everything to me. So.
That's good. Man, and before we call it the pre-show, just conversation, we was talking about, we know what's famous, oxtails.
Yeah, 100%.
And it was ironic that you said you didn't like oxtails coming up. You was like, what's oxtails? And I told you my story was like, I used to tell my grandmother, like, where's the ox at? Yeah. You know, she said, well, why they call it oxtail? So I don't know if you know why they call it oxtail, because it come from a cow. Mm-hmm. So what is your take on oxtail now? When you was younger, you didn't want to eat them.
Now I love them, just for the simple fact that people love to come buy them. You know, would I still go eat them? Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, right? I like Jamaican oxtails for sure.
Oh, I hadn't tried that.
I love some Jamaican. Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. But oxtails became one of those things. So it's just almost one of my favorite things to cook, just because of, just the feeling behind it. People love comfort food.
Yeah.
Then they love when they pick it up and the meat falls off, so they get excited, and it's just a different spin on them. So it's been pretty good.
And what would you say your number one seller at your restaurant?
Ribs.
Yeah, they
without
are,
question.
man.
Ribs.
Yeah, Angie and I had a chance to try them.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Ribs.
They were amazing. So who are some of the people? I noticed, the decor in your restaurant is a whole vibe by itself.
For sure.
And you have pictures of different people on the wall. What inspired you? I was glad that I saw the FAMU Marching 100 on there. Let's go Rattlers.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about
that. What really inspired that wall that you have?
So that actually originally came from the TJ side, So they had a video photographer. He just take pictures of nothing but black people, just black art, black sports, and he would come in. That would pretty much be his showcase. So then just following that, and then you start looking at, for me, the different people that come in, right? Where you have, we have Tamla and David Mann come in. We have different people that's been in NFL, NBA, So, I start trying to collect jerseys, sign them, and then next I wanted to start framing jerseys up. And then you have the kids that we grew up with that made it to the league. So it's just kind of a way to just show hometown heroes, just different art, just something for us, kind of like a mini museum. So when you come in, you can eat, you start looking on the wall, you might see Robert Hughes. Then you just see a bunch of different people, then black colleges. I went to Prairie View. So, just to show representation of us.
Now, what are those chairs? Did you pull those bleachers and those chairs?
So they actually came from the Ranger Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was, when they rebuilt it, they came out of the old one, and then that's what it is. So it used to have a top part, but, for big fellas like me, it's easier to move around than just a regular seat, but you like the elevation. Mm-hmm. So it just still gives you that feel of being in a sports bar kind of thing, but it's restaurant.
Yeah, Angie, ironically, she mentioned that was while we were sitting there eating, then we're going to talk about that. She said, we should come and do a live podcast here because it's the setup.
It is.
And I was like,
perfect.
I said, yeah. I said, I'll be eating too while y'all up there talking. Yeah,
for sure.
And so when we came, because you and I had started texting and communicating, I said, you know what, I'm gonna come and try it out. You said, yeah, let me know. I was coming from somewhere in Fort Worth all the time. I said, hey, Angie, what are you doing? She said, nothing. I said, hey, let's go check this restaurant out. We'll go try it, do some review. We went in there, it was like people just started coming in. I said, well, this is a good thing, and so we ordered, I think we just some fish and wings, because it was early during the day. And we was like, we're just going to sit down and just eat because I love chicken, I love fish. She said, well, you get the fish, I get the chicken, then we just split it up. And what's your guy at the front?
I'm trying to think which one was up there at the time.
I know he's kind of slim.
Probably Dennis.
Yeah. He was very, very polite and everything. He said, y'all go ahead and sit down. We'll be with you in a minute. I said, okay, cool. Next thing I know, this dude. Because we got our plan. He bring this buffet dish out. We was like,
what are we supposed to do with all
this?
this?
And I was like, I can't eat all this. He said, I know, you get some to-go plates.
To-go plates.
We had, how many to-go plates?
I think
like 8.
6 or 8 to-go plates from that. But that was an
kids.
amazing. But everything was amazing, though. So, but I wanted to ask you a question about entrepreneurship. Because a lot of businesses, particularly small businesses, they try to go it on their own. I have several questions for you, but you decided to join join in partnership with TJ's. What led to that decision?
So just family, being married to his niece. And then, so just at that particular time, 2 was better than 1, right? So
I like that.
Going into it, something new, this is a new avenue for me, so because before this, I was doing insurance. So I had the catering company, I guess you can call it, really just a pop-up. I was content on really just doing on the Saturday, your typical average, pull up with a smoker, do your thing, go about your business, you know what I mean?
Pay some bills,
And, but COVID hit. And so then I got furloughed and really didn't know what direction I was about to go in, right? Because even before then, I probably spent 4 months before I even got that job, right? So I was in the point of my life where I really didn't know what I was supposed to do, how I was going to do it. I know I had bills.
Yeah.
So then I was just like, well, man, I'm going to just start doing this 2 days a week. So I started doing pickups at the restaurant, on Tuesdays and Fridays. And then we started doing, because at that time, that's when Turkey Leg Hut was big.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
I was like, man, I can do that, So we started doing turkey legs maybe once a month. So then I'm going through 200, 250 turkey legs in 2 hours. Because at that particular time, nobody was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll come in, and that was my first time to really just experience what life could be like.
Mm-hmm.
Got lines out the door, people waiting. It's like, oh, this is pretty cool, right?
People always hungry.
Yeah, I was hungry, but then, everybody started doing turkey legs, so that kind of, it was a fad, so it kind of died down some. So then it was back to the drawing board as far as, man, I enjoy cooking. Didn't know I could do this,
Yeah.
So building confidence up. So then it was easier to go into a situation that was already established, versus trying to do it on your own. Because if I probably would have did it on, I probably wouldn't have made it. Just being truthful, just being truthful. Just because there's so much you got to learn, how to scale, how to cook, how do you prepare for so many people. I've been doing it 5 years now, and I can probably say 3 months ago I finally got the confidence to really be able to cook for a large quantity. Where you don't. That's how I don't care what people think, but I don't let it affect me anymore. Because before you get one bad review, then it's like, man, I might need to change my whole concept trying to cater to one person.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at it out of 10 people, if I got one person, that's pretty good odds, And you just have to realize, I'm not going to be everybody's favorite. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not for everybody, Because what my goal and concept was I just wanted to provide a backyard party. Or this felt like a family reunion, right? So you come in, cashier gonna remember your name, remember your face, just little things. So if somebody pulls in the parking lot, first thing I do is look at the car. Because then I can relate, I know what to talk about, because I'm a car guy.
Yeah.
So if you pulling in and, oh yeah, I like that car, man, you're gonna leave me the keys, just small talk.
Yeah.
And it just makes people feel comfortable and welcome, So that was my biggest thing of what I wanted to provide. So now that we got to this point, now it's just really, how do I scale and grow the business even more? So then you just start talking to other entrepreneurs who've been in the business and who've been on both sides. Because a lot of times people don't be on both sides. They can be strictly just a cook, or they can be the person that's outside working, working on the business. And the guy that's really helped me out tremendous has been Ricky Booker from Breakfast Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Yeah, so he's given me a lot of information, a lot of game, just on how to scale and grow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's good, and like I think I told Angie or Linda, when I first saw you, I'm in this area, but I just didn't know you. I didn't know your restaurant till you was one of my friends, Keith Harley. I think you catered. Speaking of catering, you catered his house, and I was looking because I saw Paul and other people I knew. I was like, wait a minute, these guys I know.
Yeah.
Okay, then the way Keith was like, man, and the way the presentation. I said, writing this down. I need to go buy this. Then I looked it on my page and you like myself. I said, okay, Angie, we gotta check this out. The food.
I had actually been to your restaurant.
Really?
I had. I couldn't remember what happened. I don't know. You might have run out of something that I was looking for, but I remember because I had to call my daughter when we pulled up. I said, "This is the restaurant. We've been here before." And then, of course, I had seen things on social media.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it's worth it, y'all.
Yeah.
It is good. So,
I'm sure. I saw the display and my mouth was watering.
Eat with our eyes. I tell people all the time.
That's true.
Like when I'm not there, you have to make sure the presentation is right? Because if the presentation ain't right, you're already at 50%. They're gonna tell you it's nasty, right? Because it just doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So it's got to be picture worthy. If it ain't picture worthy, don't send it out.
Yeah.
And that and your staff was just on point. We went in there, we got seen immediately. We was like, oh, this is nice. Because we, like Angie said, we looking around at the walls. Okay, I remember that picture. This and that. We see history in this, and then of course she's a FAMU. When she saw that, she went cheekbone.
You spot the orange and green.
I think that was in the we had more in the hall. by the restroom.
Okay.
Just because I remember the green and orange.
Yeah.
Purple and gold
That's
is the way to
probably
go.
where, I won't get it. I won't go there.
Yeah.
Today, I won't go there.
Well, I'll say we're A&M,
Yeah.
FAMU,
We are.
Fairview, Texas.
SAGU. Nobody knows. But it sounds like you make your customers family.
Yeah.
And you were talking about family, and I know that opening a restaurant and maintaining a restaurant is no small feat.
No.
So what do you do during your leisure time? How does Marcus relax if he gets that opportunity?
Currently, there is no relaxing. It's always something. And then if I do get some free time, I like to have a nice little old fashioned and a cigar. Just kick my feet up. You kind of reflect, because your mind's always going, right? I watch a lot of Instagram just to see what's going on the different parts of the world, right?
Yeah.
Because, we're in Texas, we might have the biggest impact, so they say, but we get it the latest.
Yeah.
So you kind of follow food trends
Yeah.
or what's happening here and what's happening there, or that could be the next thing that, kind of pops. So how can we integrate that here? You just got getting ideas on how to just continue to grow. Because, there's a barbecue restaurant every 10 miles. You know what I mean? There's fish and wings every 10 miles. So, it's like, what is going to set us apart? What's going to make us different to make people want to come and be here? Because it's, times is tough, so you got to make people feel welcome,
Keep
people,
coming back.
make them feel valued, what I mean? Because they're spending their hard-earned money, for us. So, we got to make sure that they get, a good return on investment. So,
Yeah, and I know you love to cook well because that's what you do for a living. So how is cooking at home for the fam?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't.
Damn, we're going to eat. I don't know.
Every now and then I might put a steak or something outside, but for the most part, I'm not cooking.
Yeah.
Okay. Do they eat at the restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My daughter's birthday is next week, and she wants barbecue. She's like, of all the things, I'm like,
Of
you
all
couldn't get
things, right?
pizza or something, But,
That's good. I mean, that means she enjoys.
yeah, they really do,
your
and that's what
restaurant.
really just makes it all worth it, because you miss out on a lot, trying to grow a business from ground up, essentially, and it's hard to be at everything, right? So then to see that the kids are watching, and my son, he thinks he's the boss.
How old are they?
10, and then my daughter will be 9 on Juneteenth.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
That was a fun age.
Yeah, so we're at that point where like she wanted to come with me the other day just to be there all day. Like,
that's
what are you gonna be
good.
doing?
Okay.
And so, what can I do at work? And then you can see her trying to make some kind of kinetic sand. I saw the sign 25 cents for a container, right? So it's just to see that they're following the footsteps, and it's just
good.
like, man, at least it makes it all worth it. So it's pretty good.
That
So what would you
entrepreneurship.
say, what life lessons have you learned by running and growing a business?
Whew, you learn a lot about yourself. This has taught me a lot. Just how strong you have to be as an individual. Because growing up, being a provider was it, right? Just making sure you go to work, you can put stuff on the table, right? But then owning a business, you have to have multiple facets of yourself. How do you nurture the customers, the employees? How do you show different sides of you? Because a lot of times people, they don't know who I am. I've just got to the point where I'm kind of stepping into the front line. I've been content on being in the back, just pushing out the work, right? But people want to know who are you? Because at the end of the day, we're selling food, but we're really selling ourselves. So the more you're relatable to the community, to your customers, the more they want to come, right? They just coming to get food. They'll go to the next place for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then just having to interact with people, you just get out of your shell, right? Because I'm not a talkative person or want to go out. If I know you, different story.
Yeah.
But just a random stranger walking in,
Yeah.
hey, how you doing? I'm going back to the bag. So just breaking that ice, being more talkative, and then just hanging out with Keith and Paul and them. They've really introduced me to a different life, per se. And it's just they said one thing to me that just stuck out for the past 3 weeks that I think about every day. Your network is your network.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And that to me was just because you never know who you're gonna meet. You know what I mean? It's, I see people of all kinds coming through the restaurant, right? You know, I've been around from the famous people to your average Joe Blow that you might think is just a Joe Blow, but he's really bigger than, you know what I mean? So
than the celebrity.
I just try to try to treat everybody the same.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get caught up on who's who. You know, people can inbox, hey, I want to come through. Cool, come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I welcome all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you know, it's just you just learn a lot about yourself, and you test your faith for sure. You know, because even before this last little spill, man, I had a moment where I was ready to just go get a job. You know, because it was so much, and it's just, man, how much more can one person take? And then, you know, you get to that point, you just like, okay, God, hey, it's in your hands. And next week, boom, you know, so it just makes you look at life different. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing when you know God's hand is bigger than yours.
Oh, man.
It's like in your hand, then you think, man, God's hand is whoo. So it's a big difference, man. And we are definitely proud of you as being an entrepreneur, coming out the workflow life, you know, and for it, I know it takes a lot to say, I'm gonna do this, and you're gonna have your tough time.
Oh yeah.
I've been an entrepreneur for over 25, 30 years now. And I understand with them ups and downs where you think, I'm going to look for a job. Then he said, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you got to, because you're going to work for somebody else that hard. And my grandmother and them always said, work harder for yourself. You know, and let them know who you are. And thankfully for social media in this era, because other than that, I probably would never heard of you.
Right.
You know, but when I saw my buddies on there, because I see Keith stuff all the time, he's one of the influencers. And I was like, and I watched it a couple of times because I'm looking at the food, you know, I'm like, this food look good. And I called Keith, hey, man, I'm going to go check this out, man. He said, man, it's amazing. I said, all right, brother. That's all he had to tell me. It was amazing. So
And it was why I worried about that, even though he called on a Friday. I need something for Monday. Man, I'm closed Monday. That's what I'm saying to myself. Man, I'm closed Monday, man. What you? I was like, man, you know what? All right, what you trying to do? And you know, so that was just a blessing in itself. You know, just being around a different group of people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That you've never seen before, don't know you from a can of paint.
yeah.
But they welcome you like it's like they know you all your life. You know what I
family.
mean? It just makes you value and look at things totally different.
Angie, what was your favorite? I know we tried so much, not everything, but we tried a lot.
Lord.
I'm gonna tell you what that takes you. I was like, slow down.
But y'all came during the week, so if you came on the weekend, you really would have experienced something different.
Really?
Yeah.
What would be the
The weekends, you know, that's when I pull out the lamb chops, do smoked lamb chops, the oxtails.
we didn't talk about your menus, so talk about your
I
you know,
was
so
too busy eating.
menu. So I used to try to do different specials. Wednesday is typically my slowest day. Pretty much Wednesday. So I try to do something different. But now I'm just at the point where during the week, it's I ain't gonna say basic, but I have a pretty extensive menu. From the brisket tacos to Big D's loaded cornbread that came from my cousin at Smokeaholics, and our loaded baked potatoes. You know, your traditional barbecue meats, and that carries me through the week. You know, and just to do the volume that I do during the week, it's enough. You know what I mean? Because then it gives me time to prep for the weekend, where we're doing the oxtails, we're doing the lamb chops. You know, we might do some beef tips and rice, some smoked meatloaf, some other turkey wings. You know, and so on the weekend, you know, because a lot of people are more. They can move around more, right?
Yeah.
Especially on Sunday at the church, you
slow
want their
down.
good. They want their good meal. They're gonna stick to their bones, you know. So then you kind of pull out the different side options, the different. So you really get to really experience the true experience, you know. And so that's where that platter came about, and it didn't even have it in mind. It's just they came on the Soul Food Sunday, so I just threw it all together, you know. Again, we eat with our eyes, so when I put it on that platter, like,
Yeah.
You look kind of good, you know what I mean? And, you know, just trying to build a tray, you know, because that's the thing of the barbecue world now is, you know, build the tray.
Yeah.
If you can build it, you know, plates, you can get the plates all day long, right?
Yeah.
But something about that tray where you just, where do I start? You know what I mean? So you're already mesmerized. So building that tray was probably the best thing I've done.
Yeah.
But Marcus, what is your vision for the future? Are you considering expanding throughout DFW or franchising?
Not necessarily, just because this is something that I enjoy, right? Franchise opportunities and things of that nature, I'm not going to say no, right? I would look into it, but it's not something at this particular point in my life I would want to do. Because this is what to me, this is my purpose, right? Is to be able to serve others. And so, you know, when families are in need, you know, feeding the homeless if you got time to, you know, I do a lot of stuff for people who've lost loved ones, you know what I mean? So this is my way of being able to serve, give back. And so, and I just take it personal, you know, once again, I say family is everything. So to create a family atmosphere where my family can come and enjoy is, you know, it's just what it is, you know, and then, even because I lost my grandmother probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. So my new pit I got coming, I named it after her, right? So then, because she would always cook. Half the time didn't even eat half the stuff she cooked, but she would cook for the family, right? And so that was been my vision, is just to have where people can come back together as one. Where it didn't have to be a bad time for everybody to come back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what is the name of that pit?
It's going to be called Ina Jean.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ina Jean.
That's special.
Yeah.
So then my other one will be named after my other grandmother. And then I got some other special people that I got some pieces that I got coming. So just kind of be able to keep them with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna ask you this. Then I'm gonna let Angie ask her portion, because I know you said in order to be here this morning, because we were a little early today, but that's good. And you got family there filling in. How important that is for you to trust family to still, you know, who trained who taught who.
And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really even train them. It was just one of them things where they just filled in at the time of need. You know, they get on me all the time. Man, you leave, just go do something. Leave for a little bit. You know? But it's just like, you know, this is my baby. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I just it's hard to relinquish. Yes. So if I am going to relinquish, I got to, you know, my sister, my aunt, you know, those are women relinquishing too. Yeah. You know, because I know they're going to care for it just as much as I am.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, this is my name. You know what I'm saying? So my name is everything. So once that name goes down here, you can't bring that name back. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I got to find people who really care about the business.
True.
You know, and so right now, who going to care more than them?
Yeah.
You know, so it's just, they take care of me, help me out. If I got to run to my kids' games or whatever, they'll step in for me for that little bit. And, you know, I do a lot of back and forth, but, you know, it makes it all worth it at the end.
Yeah, and the reason I asked you that, because I know, because me, I'm, you know, entrepreneur, kids, and want them to, trying to set things for them. I know Angie has a daughter in, what's getting ready to go for college now, UT, University of Texas. Well, you know, my A&M, almost I gotta say, Texas A&M, but University of Texas, and I've witnessed her going through taking, come on, let's go here. I was like, Andy, what you doing? She said, I gotta take my daughter here, because she pushing her to be better than what she is now, and so you can expound on that, Angie, about what you mean. I mean, what it means for you to see your family, especially your youngest, just picking up where you keep pushing her at.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, what resonates to me through this whole interview is family. That's what I keep hearing, you know, from your dad, then your aunt, your sister, your niece. Then you said Smokeaholics is your cousin. You know, so just how important it is for, you know, the families to really come around these businesses to support them. You meet so many entrepreneurs whose kids won't get involved. You know, their family won't get involved. But to your point, yes, I'm definitely trying to expose my daughter. Yesterday we went to an art museum opening. But what I talked to her about as we left was networking and how important networking is, So it's those life lessons that you learn even while doing business, because of course I was there networking, but it was an opportunity to show her that even in college, when you're in college, you're going to need financial aid, scholarships, research money. She's going to be a neuroscience, research projects, internships, you never know. And so those conversations that you have with people are very important, because you don't know what door it's opening for you. So to have the opportunity for you to show your daughter and to put your kids in that environment so that they see entrepreneurship, and particularly successful entrepreneurship, I think is critically important, because it was really going to dictate the trajectory of their life and expand their mind to possibilities.
Right.
So kudos to you
appreciate
and to
it.
your family. All I kept hearing was family, good food, good service.
Yes,
And I think that's really what encapsulates what you offer. Through your restaurant. So kudos, congratulations.
Thank you,
to
thank you.
And Linda, give me your perspective of family. She's also a psychologist. So give me your perspective of family.
Well, I was going to add the fact that you're able to work with your family, because we've heard it in business circles, the last person you should hire are family members. So, that really speaks volumes to your family and to who they are. Because being a part of that restaurant, they are helping make you successful.
Right.
And it's just important, because sometimes even family members have the tendency to get a little lackadaisical, or, sometimes even a little jealousy can come in. But I appreciate the fact that your family is a unit and they operate as one, and they're helping you to become who you are, successful. That's a beautiful thing.
You can taste the love.
Oh, yeah.
Put it that way. You can definitely taste the love.
Yeah.
And again, we thank my brother for coming out here and blessing us with his history of why he is who he is. And DFW, if you don't know, if you hadn't been, he's going to give you his address, his location. It's in Arlington, Texas. So between Fort Worth and Dallas and Mansfield, and if we got so many surrounding suburbs now, it's crazy. So give him the physical address.
4261 West Green Oaks, Suite 502, Arlington, Texas 76016.
And your hours?
So we're open every day but Monday. But if you need something done Monday, give me a call. We can accommodate. But Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 8. Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9. And then Sunday, 11:30 to 7. Unless we sell out. So if you come on the weekend, coming at 7 o'clock, you might
get a
might
sandwich.
be SOL. You might get a wish sandwich, but you come during the day, you're gonna be all right.
Get there.
Yes, indeed.
What they say, don't meet me there, beat me there.
Yeah. Again, and we thank you all. Watch the episodes. Just binge watch them. We again, Marcus Lee Stephenson Show. Conversations that matter. And again, try your open water. It's good. I love it. I first tasted it I was filming some stuff on sets, and I was like, it's different. Let me try it. So tune in to the next episode and go visit. Sit down and eat. Bring your family. You won't be disappointed. Until the next time on another episode of the Marcus Lee Stephenson Show, tune in. We got more stuff coming this summer. We got a lot of stuff. So enjoy. Love you all. Be blessed. Bye.